Hello, beautiful soul. If you've ever felt crushed by the weight of responsibility, like you're holding the world on your shoulders, but the ground beneath your feet is starting to tremble, you are not alone. My name is Michelle, and I've walked this path myself. The path of feeling too much, caring too deeply, and carrying burdens that sometimes feel unbearable. For many years, I struggled with what we call anxiety. But really, it was my heart crying out from overwhelm, fear, guilt, and self-doubt. That's why I created my course Bloom into Balance to guide sensitive souls like you to understand the language of your emotions and to use gentle, natural tools like the Bach Flower Remedies to find your strength again. Because you don't have to survive the depth alone. You can bloom into balance, soft, steady, and fully alive. Today I want to take you on a deep journey into one special flower remedy that meets the overwhelmed heart, alum. Hi, I'm Michelle, Bach Flower practitioner, herbalist, and lifelong student of esoteric and vibrational sciences. I'm also the creator of the course Bloom into Balance, where I guide sensitive souls to reconnect with their emotional and energetic balance, of course, through the gentle wisdom of nature's remedies. If you feel overwhelmed by your emotions or if anxiety often feels like it's taking over, you are in the right place. Together, we'll explore how to turn that overwhelm into your greatest strength. Now, who is alum for? Alum is for the strong souls who carry great responsibility, the helpers, caretakers, warriors of kindness who are the first to step up and the last to rest, of course. You know what it's like to carry more than your share, to feel responsible for your family, your work, your community, your friends, and somehow also for the entire world. You are the rock, the steady presence. But sometimes beneath your armor of strength, you feel your knees wobble. You find yourself asking, can I really do this? Can I keep going when the load just feels too heavy? Alum is for you. When your spirit says, yes, but your body whispers, I'm breaking. Now, what does alum do? Alum is the gentle hand that reaches out to steady your trembling heart. It lifts the fog of overwhelm and doubt that clouds your mind. It does not demand more strength. It reminds you that your strength is already there, it already exists. Sometimes hidden beneath exhaustion and fear, and it helps you rediscover it. Alum offers a sacred invitation to pause, breathe, and reconnect with your true power. Not the noisy, pushing kind, but the calm, rooted power to your soul. Alum doesn't just offer support in moments of overwhelm, it gently opens the door to knowing your own limits with compassion. It guides you to make wiser, kinder choices, learning to say no without guilt, and to create space where your heart can breathe. In this way, alum helps you lighten your load over time so that overwhelm no longer weighs you down. And you can walk forward with a clearer, softer strength rooted deeply in self-understanding and gentle boundaries. The alum archetype. If alum were a person, they would be the tireless pillar of support, the friend who carries everyone's pain and joy alike, but forgets to tend their own garden. They are brave, reliable, generous, beyond measure, but inside they feel fragile. Their heart aches with the weight of too many expectations. Alum teaches us that true strength is not about carrying everything. It's about knowing your limits and honoring them without shame. The positive potential of alum. So with alum, you don't just survive overwhelm, you transcend it. You learn to trust yourself deeply and to say yes with confidence and no without guilt. You step into a grace that balances action with rest, giving with receiving, and strength with softness. You become a beacon of calm strength, not because you are unbreakable, because you have learned how to heal when you feel broken. Emotionally, alum meets the quiet despair that creeps in when the burden feels too heavy. It helps when anxiety threatens to flood your heart, when self-doubt whispers lies like, you're not enough or you can't do this. Alum invites you to feel these emotions fully, not to resist, but to witness. It teaches your heart to breathe again, to soften around the edges, and to release the pressure of perfection and responsibility. On the path of transformation, Elm is a sacred teacher. It reminds you that healing strength is about balance, not endless endurance. With Elm, you begin to rebuild your energy gently. You learn the art of resting without guilt, of asking for help without fear, and of honoring your limits as a form of courage. You transform overwhelm into resilience and exhaustion into renewed vitality. You find a rhythm where your heart can carry what it needs and gently set down what it cannot. Spiritually, Elm connects you to the deeper purpose of your strength. You realize that your sensitivity and your capacity to serve are not burdens to bear alone. Elm calls you to be a bridge between your own soul and those you care for. It teaches that strength comes not from isolation, but from connection to yourself, to others, and to the divine source of all healing. You begin to see your overwhelm not as a weakness, but as the doorway to awakening. Elm is for those who are more than just capable, for the extraordinary souls who seem to carry mountains on their backs. They are often the pillars of strength, the ones who rise when others fall, the natural leaders, the trusted pillars in families, communities, and workplaces. But even the strongest hearts can falter. Sometimes beneath the surface of seeming invincibility, they reach a breaking point, a moment when the weight of responsibility becomes just too heavy to bear. It's not that they lack the capacity or will, it is a temporary state, a pause called by the body and soul after taking on too much. At this time, doubt creeps in like a shadow. Those who once were seen as unshakable idols may now feel small, fragile, and unsure. Their born altruism, that deep impulse to give and serve without end, has elevated them to great heights, but has also piled more and more expectations upon their shoulders. They often identify so completely with their roles and tasks, with the praise and the trust of those around them, that they forget they are also just humans, with needs, limits, and a sacred right to rest. Sometimes this exhaustion comes as part of life's natural rhythms, perhaps at the onset of a menopause or during difficult biorhythmic phases, when sheer motivation is no longer enough to push through. The body calls for its due payment, and in that moment, the spirit may feel temporarily lost, questioning worth, feeling overwhelmed by the very role that once gave purpose. Because our identity is so deeply intertwined with their tasks, they may resist the subtle, gentle call of the higher self. Slow down. Honor yourself. You are responsible first and foremost for your own soul. This is the sacred invitation Elm brings to remember that your greatest responsibility, the one no one else can hold for you, is to care for yourself, to create space in your life for rest, renewal, for joy, to plan moments of retreat, holidays that nourish the heart, and rhythms that honor your body's needs. To reflect deeply on this truth, every person is given only the weight they can bear, and with that comes the help, the support, and the wisdom to carry it. Elm reminds you, you are not alone, you are seen, and your well-being matters as much as your work. If you find yourself carrying too much, doubting your strength, or feeling the weight of responsibility crushing your spirit, Elm may be the gentle ally you need. I invite you to explore Elm and other Bach Flower remedies as part of a personalized plan to help you bloom into balance. And if you want to learn more about how to work with these beautiful flower remedies for your unique emotional landscape, I welcome you wholeheartedly to join my course Bloom into Balance, a nurturing space where you will learn to understand, embrace, and transform your emotions. Or you can book a one-on-one session with yours truly, and together we will craft your personal path to healing and strength. Remember, your strength is real, your heart is courageous, and with the right support, you can carry your light through any storm. Thank you so much for being here and for trusting yourself to bloom. See you in the next video.